I'm talking to you. I wanna.
Welcome to Granville Island in Vancouver, British Columbia. Located at the south end of Granville Street Bridge, it is a hotspot for tourists and locals alike. It has a wide selection of art galleries, a hotel, various performing art theaters, shopping outlets, and a renowned public market. Granville Island can be accessed via pedestrian route, public bus, as well as by water taxis in downtown Vancouver. By car, Granville Island is near main streets such as Granville Street Bridge above, 4th Avenue to the south, and Burrard Street to the west. However, parking is very limited, so be wary of the time you will go there, as to avoid peak foot traffic in Granville Island. For the bus route, one can take the number 50 Falls Creek bus, coming from Gastown in downtown area. A gorgeous bicycle path, which is shared by pedestrians as well, is noted along the south shore of Falls Creek Inlet. The Giants is a row of silos over Ocean Creek plant, which were painted on by Brazilian twin artists Gustavo and Otavio Pandolfo. The two have been doing graffiti art since 1987, with their work spanning the entire globe. So these six silos are part of the Ocean Concrete plant and was previously dull gray. After being painted on, they now feature these colorful giants, half facing Falls Creek, while the other half facing the plant. They were commissioned by Vancouver Biennale in 2014. A total of 1,400 spray paint cans were used in doing this project, which was estimated to cost around $180,000. Now, the Granville Street Bridge, or Granville Bridge, is an 8-lane bridge which spans Granville Street between downtown Vancouver Southwest and the Fairview neighborhood. The first bridge was opened way back in 1889, crossing Beach Avenue to 3rd Avenue. The second bridge was finished in 1909. However, it was destroyed in 1915 when a fire broke out, believed to be done by German arsonists during World War I. The third bridge opened in 1954, completing the 8-lane structure as you see it today. Granville Island began as a large sandbar along Falls Creek in the late 19th century. It was first mapped by the British Boundary Commission's Naval Expedition Officer, Captain George Henry Richards, around 1858 to 1859. The area of Granville Island was originally used by the Musqueam Indian Band and the Squamish people as a fishing area. The large sandbar and the surrounding areas were bountiful with both flora and fauna, which provided adequate sustenance to the indigenous people living in the area. In 1863, the British Columbia Mill Company opened a sawmill on Burrard Inlet, and with the succeeding years, it expanded its sawmills, reaching the Falls Creek area. Eventually, the traditional subsistence sustaining the indigenous people drastically changed from that of people made of gatherers, fishermen, and huntsmen to that of people desiring paid labor in the sawmills for sustenance of the day-to-day living. Rogers Chocolates is one of the earliest chocolate stores in British Columbia. This venture began with Charles Rogers, who was a son of a Massachusetts farmer and moved to Victoria, BC in 1885. He initially had a green grocery established at his location on the west side of Government Street. Later on, he developed his iconic heritage store when he began selling chocolates imported from San Francisco. He later decided to make chocolates on his own, with Victoria Cream being his first and original creation. Thus, he became Canada's first chocolatier. Now, the stores of Creek House represents a collection of shops, boutiques, and galleries with walkways, courtyards, and decks accessible to everyone. It is located directly below the Granville Street Bridge, about halfway across its span. A reclamation project was then headed in 1915 due to the steadfast growth of the port of Vancouver. This was largely headed by Alvin Kingston, who was said to have dredged almost 760,000 cubic meters of landfill to create the island under the Granville Street Bridge. It was estimated that the reclamation cost around $342,000. Granville Island was previously named Industrial Island. Later on, it was renamed to Granville, since the Granville Bridge ran directly above it, hence the name stuck. Granville was a British liberal statesman and diplomat from the Leveson-Gower family. He is best noted for his service as Secretary of State of Foreign Affairs. His leadership paved the way in keeping Britain free from European wars and improved the relationship with the US after the strain during the American Civil War. The city of Vancouver was previously named Granville before it was renamed in 1886 to its present-day name.
So let's surprise the drop the finger and hold the line.
In the 1920s, most of the occupants of the island were corrugated tin factories, the first of which was the company called BC Equipment Limited. This company opened in 1917, and they repaired and assembled equipment for the mining and forestry industries. Their wood frame machine is still visible as part of the public market infrastructure. Canada Chain and Forge occupied a number of buildings on Granville Island, and their sign can still be seen on Anderson Street, above the parkade entrance. This is the Big Red Barn, which started out as a warehouse for the National Machinery Company Limited. They manufactured important machinery for the local industry. Currently, it houses an assortment of galleries and boutiques, while still maintaining its character over the years, with its old vintage barn windows. In 1972, the federal government invested in redeveloping Granville Island with the help of Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, led by then Minister for Vancouver Centre Ron Basford. It was largely in part of the waning era of the sawmills during that time. Changes of redevelopment were seen beginning 1977 with the opening of the public market in 1978 and moving of the then Vancouver School of Art to the island in 1980. before it was changed to Emily Carr University of Art and Design. Today, the facade of Granville Island gradually evolved with what Minister Ron Basford envisioned it to be, with the island having a mixed-use space of industry, shopping, schools, arts, and more. In 2016, future plans of the federal government was announced, with a 2040 redevelopment plan of the island, due in part of Emily Carr University moving out of the island. The pillars in the said plan included the improvement of the access to the island, expansion of the market area, enhancement of the arts sector, and renewal of the public spaces. Our last stop is the real Spur Alley. Opposite to the bustling public market, this back alley hosts a short strip of unique artisan stores, from painters to jewelers. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this tour, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch more, click here to see my latest video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. A biento!